Hello. Why did I do a Mrs. Doubtfire? What's up, chat? Welcome to the first stream of the new year. 2026 is going to be just as shitty as 2025. Welcome in. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hey. Ho. Hey. Ho. Welcome to stream, everybody. My name is Jovan Bradley. If this is your first time joining me, what the fuck? If this is your first time joining me in ever, welcome. Let me tell you what we do here. My name is Jovan again. I'm a leftist, pretty staunch one at that. And I debate conservatives on the internet for free. That's how I spend my that's how I spend my free time. Welcome in. Today we have some gorgeous topics on the board to talk to conservatives about, man. Some gorgeous topics on the board. Let's get ourselves into call in studio. Here's what we're here to talk about today, okay? Topic number one. Okay. Bless up, call in studio. Topic number one, Trump is ruining the country. Kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? Topic number two, Christianity cannot be proven. Topic number three, MAGA is uneducated. Topic number three, guys, keep this in mind, because topic number three, good golly, Miss Molly, do they prove that one every day? And topic number four, trans men and women are men and women. These are our four topics for today as we run debates. Now, just to let you know, there is some other housekeeping stuff we have to get into, but post-stream activities are going to become a thing in 2026. I don't know how often, possibly once a week, post-stream activities. That means if you are a supporter of mine on either Twitch or YouTube, and you have access to our supporter Discord, which is the Red Mirror Media Discord, hey guys, post-stream activity today. Today, we will be watching Wicked for Good in the Discord at the end of stream. That is either going to be at 9 p.m. EST or 10 p.m. EST, depends on when stream ends. So today we have a post-stream activity. So be excited, be prepared. If you are a sub on Twitch, you get access to that. If you're a member on YouTube, you get access to that. Get into the Discord so you can join us for the post-stream activita. Now, I do want to shout out the people who are first in chat today on Twitch. We have Them, Mealy Bun, and Rents. Thank you for being first in chat today, for showing up here first and foremost. Okay. I also want to say shout out to Chella Play Stuff for resubscribing for 12 months at tier 1 on Twitch. You out here on a 20-month sub. You've been here for 20 months? 20 months? Well, hey, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Hey, hi, how you doing? Hey. If you are new to the stream and you're like, damn, Jovan, I've been watching your content and I want to support. Well, there's some really easy ways to support, okay? There's some really easy ways to support. First and foremost, like I said, you become a sub on Twitch or a member on YouTube. Now, if you are and you need access to the Discord, ping a mod, and a mod will help make sure that you get into our Discord, so that way you can join us for movie night tonight. Bing, 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 bing. Going forward this year too, we're going to try to have monthly lectures in the Discord. So be prepared for, if you are a Discord supporter, for monthly lectures and talks with people who are experts in their field. So that is coming this month. I won't tell you who January's lecture is going to be yet, but January's lecture has been chosen and a topic has been chosen. And when we're ready to drop that for you guys in the Discord, you'll know who January's lecturer is. So going forward, that is something that we will be doing on the Discord. Another really just chill way you can support the stream, okay, is if you want to like direct support. My Cash App and Venmo are on the screen. You can send a Cash App or Venmo if you want to. You don't have to. It's chill if you don't. I'm just letting you know it's there in case you do want to. Okay. Speaking of, we have a first Venmo already from Taylor. Taylor says, Happy New Year to mine and my husband's favorite streamer. Oh my God. Also, I got a new doggy. Please do a shout out to Miss Molly Brown. Well, welcome to town, Miss Molly Brown. Is there a link to Discord anywhere? Yes, a mod in Twitch chat will post a link to the Discord. If we have, are there any mods in Twitch chat today? There should be. And they can post a link to the Discord. So a mod will do that. That is all of our housekeeping today. That is all the housekeeping. By the way, going forward into the new year, we will need to think of what we want to do when we hit our goals. I don't know if you guys want to go back to, if we want to go back to merch giveaways for our daily live goals or what. Going forward in 2026, I'm going to be here a lot more and a lot more consistently with a more scheduled, as you can see, there's already scheduled streams. So it's up to you guys what you want to do for your goals, whether you want to do a giveaway or whether we want the goal to hitting the goal is something else. You guys tell me in chat, discuss amongst yourselves and try to figure out what you want for hitting our goals each stream. Thank you for the super chats over on YouTube. Just a reminder, all super chats get read at the end of stream. So if you're like, oh shoot, I can say something and Jovan will show the message on screen. Yeah, just super chat over on YouTube. I don't care what the message is. Shout out to Veruca Assault for becoming a tier 3 member over on YouTube, and Silent Kaya for becoming a tier 1 member over on YouTube. Hopefully you guys have access to the Discord so you can join us for movie night. Thank you as well, Kneezer, for resubscribing with Prime for your 3rd month over on Twitch. Okay, let's talk about how fucking stupid MAGA is. Let's talk about how stupid MAGA is. Basically, guys, I have been debating MAGA for not just MAGA. Well, I guess, yeah, MAGA, because I started doing online debates when Trump was running against Biden the first time. Okay. So this would have been 2020-ish. I started doing online debates. So I've been in these goddamn streets for 5 years. And I have to tell you, as someone who has been in these goddamn streets for 5 years, I don't think MAGA has been able to provide, at least to me, at least to good old Jovan, okay? Good old Jovanathan. Okay. I don't think MAGA has been able to provide any sort of really clear argument in favor of their side. I think conservatism in general lacks clear and, God, what's the word I'm looking for? Like coherent, logical grounding for any of the things they want. And I think this is shown in the fact that like almost every special election that's been held since the general election has gone back to progressives. Because I think people are watching what MAGA does and going, what the fuck is this? What is that? What is this? What am I looking at? We're looking at Trump using his presidential power to pardon drug lords. We're looking at companies like Oracle taking over social media apps so that they can engage in pro-Israeli content. We're looking at constant scams being pulled against the American people, such as Trump's own coin with just a classic rug pull, fucking over so many people so that private investors get their ka-ching, ka-ching. We're looking at federal money being allocated towards countries like Argentina because a bunch of wealthy people put in bad investments and begged the Trump administration to bail them out with federal funds. We're looking at all of these things every single day. And again, what we keep seeing consistently is the failures at conservatism. We're seeing people's civil rights be stripped away from them. Shout out a federal judge who said, hey, you can't deport Kim Mario Garcia anymore. You have to let him go. And now he's out, back with his family. Thank God for that federal judge. We're looking at all of these things. We're looking at MAGA freak out about Somali daycares when those things have been being under investigation since 2022, with multiple arrests being linked. And in fact, the head POS in charge of the daycare fraud was a white woman who's currently sitting in jail. Person who benefited the most from it. We're looking at all these things pretty consistently. And I like to think that going into 2026, I like to have some hope. Usually I don't have hope. Now I don't have hope that Trump won't still be president at the end of this year. Okay, I think he will be. What my hope is that people are finally looking at what's happening and able to actually do their own research and critically think. My hope is that critical thinking wins out at the end of the day. That's what I'm hoping. What I don't want to see is all these nandy-pandy conservative. What are conservatives conserving? Going into 2026, what are you trying to conserve? They say all of these weird things. We're trying to conserve the nuclear family. Well, that can't be true, because you don't support nuclear families. You don't support the family after the family has been made. How are you trying to conserve the family if you don't support the family? We're seeing healthcare subsidies go away. We're seeing SNAP benefits be reduced. We're seeing fucking cost of living skyrocketing with no clear help for working families. And instead of offering a solution that involves some semblance of community, their solution is like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. The bootstraps that literally don't exist. For a lot of people, they don't even have bootstraps to pull themselves up by. So again, I consistently say, what are conservatives conserving? What is it? What is the thing they're trying to hold on to? I know the actual answer, and I'll say it at the end of stream. We'll see if you guys can guess what the actual answer is. But we look at it all the time. We see it constantly. We saw it in 2025 over and over and over again. It's very clear that when it comes to you on an individual level, conservatives don't care what happens to you. I would love to see benefits for the American people expanded upon, right? I look at other countries in the world that offer way more comprehensive maternity leave than we do, and I go, why can't we? We have the money. Where's the expanded maternity leave? Where's the maternity leave for hourly workers? Where is expanded? Why are our healthcare premiums not fully paid for? Why are we still? Do you think about this for a second, you guys? As we still wait for callers, 219-327-8005 to call and debate about any of the topics on the board. If you're not scared, call in to debate about any of them. Let's say you get an illness. Okay, and you die from that illness. 9 times out of 10 in the United States, you didn't have to die. The amount of people who die from lack of access to medical care, whether that be due to an inequality of care in their area or lack of funds for that care, it's unacceptable. I mean, we can look at healthcare costs. I think in 2023 was the last time I looked at the numbers. I would be surprised if they changed in 2024 or 2025. But the last data we have, 2023, I'm pretty sure was when they were taken from. Americans, on average, per individual, spend about $12,000 a year on healthcare costs. Okay, now that is $12,000. Okay, we're spending $12,000 on average. Canadians spend about, on average, $7,000 per healthcare costs. So not only are they spending less than us, they're getting more than us, because they don't have to pay out of pocket for their medical care. So again, I say to you, what are conservatives conserving? The right to die of a preventable illness? Conservatives freak out all the time. We need to get rid of Obamacare, get rid of the ACA. You know, the ACA is the reason why insurances offer free preventive care. Do you think insurances should not offer you free preventative care? You don't think you should get a free annual physical every year to make sure there's nothing wrong? You don't think preventative care is a net benefit when it comes to insurances because it's more cost effective to prevent a disease than it is to treat or cure a disease? But they want these things taken away. They want the healthcare subsidies taken away. My insurance rose 100% this year, my premiums, and I pay those fully out of pocket because I'm self-employed. My premiums went up 100%. Quite literally. They doubled. But they don't care. They don't want their children to be able to be on their health insurance until the age of 25 if they're going to school. They don't want that. So whenever somebody says to you, we need to get rid of Obamacare, you need to say, okay, you don't want your kids on your insurance. Totally fine. Take them off then. They don't want to be able to access medical care with a pre-existing condition. That was the ACA, guys. That was the ACA. And we've been being told, hey, Donald Trump's got a healthcare plan. We were told this his first time running for office. I have a healthcare plan. I have a healthcare plan. It'll be the best healthcare plan. Better than Obama's. Better than that Somali immigrant Obama. It's the best healthcare plan. Well, his entire first term went, no healthcare plan. None was even presented. Then we get into run number 2. We need to get rid of Obamacare. Get rid of Obamacare. I've got a healthcare plan. It's coming, I promise. Day 1 healthcare plan. Day 1, I promise. He didn't win. We kept Obamacare. Now, do I think Obamacare is perfect? Absolutely not. No policy is perfect. Obamacare does have some things that I feel like can be changed. Absolutely. But right now, without anyone presenting another bill, it's the best we got. So here comes Trump on third presidential bid, right? Get rid of Obamacare. Cut it. Replace it with Trump Care. Trump Care, guys, is just paying out of pocket for your medical care because I guess fuck us, right? So what happens? Here we are in Trump's second term, no plan. They just want to repeal Obamacare. They have nothing to replace it. Why? Because they're being lobbied by the insurance industries. They don't want to have to pay for pre-existing conditions. They don't want to have to keep children on your healthcare plans up till the age of 25, 26. They don't want to do these things. So instead, what they want to do is they want to continue the cycle of political violence against the most underrepresented people in the country. Anytime somebody tells you political violence is mostly coming from the left, they don't know what political violence is. They don't recognize that political violence is not just, oh my God, you are a politician, I punched you in the mouth. That's not political. That's not the only thing that is political violence. Let's keep it $1.50, $2.50s, $3.50s. Political violence is also these policies. So going into 2026, what I need from all of you that are watching me, if you are watching me as a progressive, as a leftist, even if you're here as a dirty, dirty lib, even if you're one of those dirty, dirty liberals, okay? If you're here as these things and you're like, listen, Jovan, what do I do? What is our next step? How do we push forward? Okay. Well, part 1 of that, I think, is looking at candidates that are actually representing not just marginal change, but an actual change on a systemic level. Okay, we'll see how Mamdani does in New York. I think this is a good example of a candidate who's trying to push for maximal change. Start working with your communities. If they are not going to help us, we have to help ourselves. This is why in 2026, I'm starting Height, which is, as you guys know, is a nonprofit that's focused on community beneficiaries. We did a toy drive in 2025. We raised hundreds of toys for families. You guys helped literally, it was like 50 families, but it was over 100 children were able to receive Christmas presents because of community. And we're going to be doing that again this year when we start our food drive. Look for those ways to help. It's not going to come from those wealthy people up top. Elon Musk isn't going to have a change of heart and try to cure hunger in America. It's just not going to happen. But we, as a community of people, can take the next steps to helping as much people as we can. So that's all for my beginning spiel today. That's all for my what are we gonna call the first 30 minutes where I just like talk to people? My opening monologue. That's all for the opening monologue today. Firefly 6985, thank you for resubscribing with Prime over on Twitch. Solastro, thank you for resubscribing for 4 months at tier 1. You've been here 13 months? Wow, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Jay Culver, thank you for becoming a first-time subscriber over on Twitch at 1 month. Just so you guys know, now that you're subs, you have access to the community Discord. Come join us. Movie night tonight. We're going to be watching Wicked. Again, thank you for the super chats over on YouTube. I will read all of those super chats at the end of stream. So keep those coming if you want to say a message. We finally have some calls coming in. So we are going to start taking calls today. Shout out to all of you for listening to my incessant rambling. What did I see here? Taylor, you sent another, or was this the original Venmo? Am I crazy? Did you send two? Yeah, you did. Taylor, thank you for the Venmo. $5 Venmo. You said they're not conservative, they're regressive. They literally brag about wanting to go back, rage bait the potential callers with that. Hopefully that rage baited some potential callers. We are going to bring up our first guest here onto the show. So let's get started. First up, we have Matt. Now, Matt wants to talk about trans people and doesn't believe that trans people are the gender that they say they are, because Matt believes that sex and gender are the same. Let's find out how Matt substantiates that. Matt, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and your pronouns.
Hey, what's up, man? My name is Matt, and I am a him, he pronoun.
And your age?
Oh, 30.
Cool. Now, Matt, you think sex and gender is the same. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and why do you think that?
I think that I don't know. I think that because that's just the way that I feel about it, honestly.
Okay, so it's just just an off the cuff, an intuitive feeling to you. It's just that sex and gender are the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Do animals have a gender, do you think, Matt? Or do animals just have sex?
Well, I think that they are the same. So I would say that, I mean, you don't really describe a male dog as a man dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And man would be a gender term, right?
Yes, but man is specifically made for humans. You know what I'm saying? So it's like woman, human. You know, man is the male version of human.
Why do you think, Matt, that we designate a gender term such as man for humans specifically?
Well, we're a lot more conscious and a lot more intellectual than animals. We are not the same as animals. You know what I'm saying? Even though you could classify us as animals, we are way more smarter, and we make more. I don't know. We're just more smarter than animals. So there's no need. There's no need to break it down like that.
Sure, but what? So you're saying that because of our intellect and the way we communicate, we have a use for things like gender, whereas animals wouldn't.
I wouldn't say a use. There like in our language there are many different words to describe the same thing. There's not one word to describe the same thing. There are many different words to describe multiple things. So I think this is what that is.
Sure. Could you, Matt, provide me with it doesn't even need to be a very complex one, but could you provide me with a functioning definition of gender? Like if I were an alien who didn't know what humans were and didn't know what gender was, how would you describe to this alien what gender is?
Well, if I was describing something like gender to a being that has never heard or like they don't know about what I'm saying, they're completely blind to our ways, you know what I'm saying, culture. It'd be the same way as describing gender to a child, which you would just be like, this is a boy and this is a girl. You wouldn't really get too complex with it. You wouldn't try to get too complicated with it. So I would try to keep it as simple as possible with the said alien.
Yeah, but so far, what would that simple explanation be?
Okay, so like I said, it'd be simple. I'm not trying to be complicated with this definition to the alien. So there are, you know what I'm saying, and this is not like this definition fits all, because all would be way too complicated of an answer to give to the alien. I would try to keep it as simple as possible by just saying, you're saying the definition of gender. You're not saying what is a man and woman. I was going to answer that question instead. That's my bad.
Nope. The alien doesn't know what. When you say the word, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
So that is very difficult for me to define. I think that I would say it is the same as sex, and I would try to define what is sex, and then I would have to get into what is a male and what is a female, and then I would get into that if they were to ask me those questions.
Okay, so you're saying it's the same as sex. So the alien would say, oh, well, your pets have sexes, so that gender is the same. So that dog would be a woman then.
I mean, in a certain sense, that's not wrong.
You think it's not wrong to say that like a female dog is a woman?
I would say in a certain sense.
What sense?
It's not like it is a girl, you know, like it is a female.
It's a girl.
Not a girl, but it is a female.
Okay. Are you noticing, really quickly, are you noticing that it's clear that gender and sex are different? Because you're having to come up with different ways to explain both of those concepts.
Because you're trying to get me to separate those concepts, and I don't like to separate those concepts. And I already explained that when it comes to things like pests, or even though you didn't say pets, when it comes to things like pets and animals, we don't really necessarily classify or say man or woman when it comes to that. But like if my daughters would come up to me and say, yeah, they're talking about our dog, for example, and they call him a boy, like I wouldn't be like, oh, that's wrong. It's not necessarily like wrong or like right, you know what I'm saying? But if I were to be technical with them, I would definitely be like, yeah, it's not a man, it's not a boy, that's a male dog.
Yeah. But see how you did that. It's not a man, it's a male. It's not a boy, it's a male.
Because it's not a human.
Yes, so then gender is clearly different from sex, because gender denotes something specific to only humans, whereas sex would denote something for any species that reproduces.
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
So gender is going to denote to something that's specifically human in nature, whereas sex will denote to something that is for any creature on this planet, any organism that reproduces, sex is going to relate to them, whereas gender will only relate to humans. This would inherently mean that they're two different things. They might be linked. There could be a linking, which we can examine like right between
Okay,
gender and sex,
well,
but they're definitely
I
different.
don't like no. See, like I was saying earlier, there's multiple ways to describe the same thing, and I think this is one of those things. It's like you wouldn't say if you found a dog in the wild and it looks like a rundown part of the wild or something like that. You wouldn't be like that dog is living in the ghetto. You'd be like he's living outside. But if it was like if I was living in a bad neighborhood, you would be like I'm living in the ghetto, or you could also say I'm living in the hood, or you could also say I'm living in the streets. You know, you see how I'm saying the same thing, but I'm saying different words.
Those would be two different things, though. Like
Well,
the
I think it's a
wild
relative.
versus a city.
Not every hood is in the city. There are cities, or there are hoods and out everywhere. But it's just an analogy to kind of like get you to see how I'm saying the same thing with different words. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying male, and I'm saying
those
man.
those
To me, that
words,
is the same
you might
thing.
be using those words interchangeably, but it doesn't mean that those words mean the same thing. You're just using them interchangeably.
Well,
And I'll hold on, Matt. I'll agree with you that people tend to use gender and sex interchangeably and have for a long time. But we've come to an understanding as we've updated our understanding of humans and the way that humans behave socially, and our understanding of sociology has expanded, that they're not the same thing. Again, they have a link. There's a link between them.
You did not come to that understanding.
No, we did not come to that understanding,
on
but that's become like modern sociological consensus. Is that I've demonstrated, Matt. Hold on, Matt. I've demonstrated to you.
There are people saying that.
Matt, I have demonstrated to you how gender and sex are not the same within this phone call. And you've agreed.
No, you didn't.
Matt, so then are male dogs men, Matt?
I've been
if the answer, Matt, if male dogs are not men, then the answer is gender and sex are not the same thing.
But the reason that male dogs are not men is because they are not human.
Yes, because gender isn't a human-only thing, meaning it is not the same as sex, because sex applies to all species.
But we're talking about gender within humans, and sex within humans is the same
Matt,
thing.
you can't say gender and sex are the same if we only look at sex inside of humans, because that's not what sex is.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, Matt, then you are special pleading, and your argument falls apart logically, because humans aren't the only species that have sex.
I think you're wrong about that, big dog.
Matt, you can think that I am wrong all you want, but that is on its face a special plead.
Can you honestly? This is my first time hearing this phrase "special plead." Can you define that for me?
Sure. Special pleading is a debate term. It means that you're essentially saying the only way that my argument works is in this one very specific case that ignores all the other cases that exist on the thing that we're talking about. You're giving a broad exception to something, or you're generalizing something into one specific thing. So again, when I tell you sex, hold on, Matt, wait. When I tell you that sex is something that exists across any species that reproduces, and you go, but we're just talking about people sex, that's a special plead.
Okay. So if you want to include everything in the entire world, all right, then where dogs don't try to be like, if a male dog, there's no male dog trying to be a female dog. So that's why I think that it's just different. With animals and humans, it's different.
Yes, because sex and gender are different.
No, humans and animals are different.
Not when it comes to sex. First of all, humans are animals. We're just a more evolved form of an animal. But when it comes to sex, we're the same as every other mammal species. We reproduce the exact same as every other mammal species on the planet. There's no difference in the way we reproduce compared to the way dogs, cats, whales, lions, giraffes.
Okay, so
it's the same.
If that's how your argument is, how does that explain that trans men are men?
So I just want to let you know, this isn't my argument, right? What we're doing right now is called an internal critique. You've presented me with a claim, which is that sex and gender are the same, and we're exploring the internal critique of that claim to discover that it's not. Now, how this relates to trans people is, I would say, because sex and gender are two different concepts, we cannot on its face say all males are men or all females are women, right? They're two different things. Now, we can analyze the link that they share, but they're two, like I said, two completely different concepts.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to. Listen. I'm gonna tell you right now why I called you. My cousin watches your videos a lot. He's the one who he literally 30 minutes ago sent me the link to your video, and I saw you had your number on there. I was like, I'll give him a call. I really love talking about stuff like this, like down to my fucking soul. Sorry for the curse word, but I was not prepared for this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not prepared, and I need to be more prepared. And I'm gonna have to call you back at another day or something, big dog. Are you still there?
Yeah. Sorry, I muted myself. If you want to call back, feel free. But if you have an argument for why sex and gender, if that's what you want to still argue, feel free to call back if you've got another argument.
All right, man. I'm sorry to cut it short, man. I'm just I'm not gonna lie. You kind of boxed me in, and I'm just not prepared. I've been drinking. I'm just not prepared.
I'm gonna tell you the reason I boxed you in is because the claim sex and gender are the same thing is an illogical claim, and no matter what heavy lifting you try to do, it's going to be illogical the next time you call in as well.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing that come to fruition.
All right. Well, Matt, thanks for calling, and enjoy your 2026.
Yes, sir. You too, big dog.
And that's what we in the business call running. Just kidding. Or, as I stated, it's just an illogical position to claim that sex and gender are the same thing. It's going to be every time you try to get into it. They're not. One is meant specifically for humans, one isn't. So by nature, they can't be the same thing. Now, if you enjoyed that call and you want to see more and you want to support the show, guys, baby girls and boys, Cash App and Venmo are right there to support. Feel free to tip. If we hit our live goal today, I'll give away some merch. How about that? If we hit our live goal today on Twitch, I'll give away some merch. We're going to take the next call in just a second. I got to go pitter patter. It's been 45 minutes and I got to pee again. But we will take the next call in a second. Just to prepare you guys, we are going to be having AJ coming up once I get back. AJ wants to talk about Trump ruining the country, and AJ voted for Trump. So we'll be taking AJ's call as soon as I get back. Enjoy the sick beats while I go, I couldn't think of a rhyme. I was going to say like sick, sit on a toilet seat, but that didn't really work. Be right back. 2 minutes max. Okay, we're back, chat. I got some thank yous to do, some housekeeping to do before we take the next call. Big shout out to Shantae for the $10 Venmo. Thank you so much, Shantae. By the way, if you do send a Venmo and your Venmo or Cash App or whatever has your dead name, please just put the name you prefer to be called in the description, so I make sure that I shout out not dead names. And Chella, thank you for the $15 Venmo. Said, I'm poor AF. Well, Chella, thank you for don't tipping me even though you're poor. Next time, don't do that if you're poor. Save your money. I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it, dog. Nix94, thank you for subscribing with Amazon Prime on Twitch. Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub. Use it on me. Cope SR4620, thank you for resubscribing with Amazon Prime for your 7th month. Shout out for being here over on Twitch. And Hardpour Pornography, thank you for resubscribing with Prime for your 14th month. Shout out to you guys. Let's keep it moving. We're going to take our next call. Coming up next to the show, we've got AJ. Again, AJ did vote for Trump and doesn't think Trump is ruining the country. So let's find out. AJ, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
My age is 33, and my pronouns would be he, him.
All right. Now, AJ, you said you did vote for Trump. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you don't believe a single person can ruin the country. Is that also correct?
Yes.
And what if that single person is the president of the United States? They still wouldn't have the power necessary?
No.
Okay. Let's analyze that for a quick second. Do you believe, AJ, that, or actually, let me ask you, because maybe I'm just using a metric that you wouldn't be using. How would you, as a singular person, right? How would you look at and analyze whether a country is being quote unquote ruined?
I mean, importing, a bunch of foreign workers, outsourcing a bunch of work, destroying economy, massive inflation.
Okay, hold on real quick. Why would destroying economy is fine, inflation is fine. Can you just tell me why outsourcing work you would consider ruining a country?
I mean, it takes jobs away from people. It leaves them purposeless. I mean, when you can't earn your way, I mean, it doesn't make you feel, good as a person.
So having a job, not working,
the entire country.
So you're saying that people's identities, like who they are, like what drives them, should be tied to their jobs?
No, I'm saying it's a part of their identity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
okay. Has Donald Trump brought manufacturing back to America?
Has he brought manufacturing jobs?
Well, yeah, if you're like, or we'll just say jobs in general. Has he brought jobs back to the country?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we currently at for jobs created by the Trump administration?
Let's see. As of late 2025, private sector added 687,000 jobs since President Trump took office.
And how many jobs have been lost?
121,000 of those gained between September and December alone.
Mm-hmm. And how many jobs have been lost?
From who? Like, what kind of jobs are you asking?
We're talking about all jobs.
Jobs, what?
All jobs.
Let's see. I'll tell you one sec. Estimated 317,000 federal employees left the government in 2025.
Sure, but that's not all. I'm looking at all jobs across all sectors.
I'm looking too. It's just broke down between the sectors. Let's see. Says the national unemployment rate rose to 4.6, but that's also including people not looking for jobs. Nearly 800,000 or more workers were forced into part-time roles for economic reasons. I'm not sure what that means. Foreign-born workers, an estimated 972,000 foreign-born workers lost or left employment between January and November 2025. Yeah, it's seeming to be mostly government employees.
Great. So do you think the positive job growth, do you think that Trump did that? So if it's government employees, we know that the negative job growth is directly attributed to Trump because his policies got rid of federal employees. So the positive job growth, is that directly related to Trump?
I mean, his policies.
Now, really quickly, you said it's bureaucratic growth. You said it's bureaucratic growth. Bloat. Bureaucratic bloat. What's your evidence that it was bureaucratic bloat?
Because they weren't even at work. What do you mean?
What do you mean they weren't at work?
They were, firing people who had not even been into the office for like 2 years.
What's your evidence of this?
I mean, they reported on it, like all the outlets reported on that.
Where I saw no reporting of this.
I could dig deep and give you specifics real quick. Just give me a second.
I would love to. Yeah.
Let's sweat. Give me 1 sec. Let's see. Well, I mean, they instituted a mandatory 5-day workforce, and 367,000 people decided they didn't want to do that. So, I mean, that kind of shows that they weren't wanting to work.
I'm sorry. You think that the reason why people left their jobs is because they instituted a mandatory 5-day work week?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your source on that?
Let's see. It says, as of January 1st, 2026, the scale of federal departures is significant. Total out of government, 317,000. There's roughly 25 to 30,000 individuals were formally fired. These include probationary employees.
I'm sorry, what are you reading? What are you reading from right now?
Enforced.
What are you reading from right now?
The Google AI.
Okay, the Google AI is not a source, though.
It literally compiles sources.
Yes, so click.
What do you mean?
Wait, so click on one of those sources and read what that is telling you, because Google AI can misread those constantly, and it does all the time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm sure you'll like NPR.
Right now, the claim that you're making is that there were 300,000 people that left their jobs because a 5-day minimum work week was instituted. You need to substantiate that claim with a piece of evidence.
I didn't say all of them left because of the 5-day work week.
Okay, how many did?
I'm just saying. I'm looking. I'm on NPR right now.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what this has to do. They're talking about an anti-Christian bias or something. NPR is weird, bro. Give me a second. Yeah, this NPR link is trash. Quote, it's not okay for the Trump administration to target us because of who we are and what they think we believe. This is just an opinion piece from NPR. Let me go back to the other links.
Okay.
Center on Budget and Policy Priorities.org. Let's see. RIFs are one of the only tools the administration has used to reduce the federal workforce by nearly 250,000 workers. So I'm guessing they fired 250,000 and then the left resigned or something.
So it
For the
wasn't
rest of
because
the-
of the mandatory work week.
Well, I mean, a good portion of them.
What port?
But-
Nothing you've said so far substantiates that any of them were due to it. Now, what we do know from what we do know, well, hold on. What we do know is that about 150,000 federal workers left due to the deferred resignation program, which was something put in place by Donald Trump to get people to quit their jobs because they essentially were like, hey, if you don't take this deferred resignation, right, where we'll offer you a couple months salary, so take this deferred resignation or you'll just lose your job later on. That's what was said to a lot of federal workers. And we have federal workers who've come forward and shown the emails that they've gotten and the memos that were passed around saying these things. And then what happened is they resigned, but their jobs were not gotten rid of. So that's where we see the largest piece of this resignation was Donald Trump lying to people about their jobs. Now, I think a president who's willing to lie to federal workers about their jobs so he can get rid of a bunch of them, I think this might be showing you a person that's willing to ruin the country.
But they took the money?
They took the deferred resignation program, like they took the offer because they were told their jobs would not remain after a couple of months and they would get nothing. So they took what they thought was something as opposed to getting nothing.
Right. I mean, Trump didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to do what? He never got
anything.
He never got rid of the jobs. The jobs didn't leave. He just fired people.
People took the money and stayed?
No, they took the money and resigned because he told them that they would be fired, and then he never fired them. Or he never got rid of the positions.
Are the positions refilled or something?
A lot of them have not been refilled yet, but he's trying to refill them with like specifically like Trump loyalists. But a lot of them are just sitting empty positions.
For that?
What is the evidence that he's putting Trump loyalists in the position? Look at what he did with the Bureau of
holding the open jobs that he paid people to leave when he didn't have to.
Because the positions still exist.
Trump loyalists.
Well, we can see this when we look at what he did with the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. He forced them to resign, and then he put somebody in who was a Trump loyalist who isn't providing accurate Bureau of Labor numbers because he got mad at the accurate numbers. So this is just one piece of the puzzle. This is this was like what, September? This was like 3 months ago.
And you have the accurate numbers?
Do I have the accurate numbers? No.
Who had them?
Well, the Bureau of Labor did have them until Trump got pissed off and said they were presenting fake numbers, and then fired the person who was the head of the Bureau of Labor. And then the next time we went to hear the job numbers, they were like, sorry, we don't have them. We're not going to put them out just yet. Seemed kind of weird not to put the job numbers out.
I just read you the job numbers from like October and stuff.
October, what month is it?
Now?
Well, what month would it be?
Right now it's January. You said September or something.
September is when he forced her to resign. Yes.
Right. And we still got job numbers for the following months.
Yeah, we didn't get them when we were supposed to.
When are we supposed to get them?
There's a specific like timeline of when they're supposed to be released.
Mhm. Which is?
Oh, I don't know the exact day. I just know that they withheld the job numbers.
For how long?
For how long here? I'll pull it up for you. So it was August that he fired the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. He fired Erica McEnteffer. He fired her. They put in EJ Antoni. And then EJ Antoni did not. Here, let me pull this up real quick. I just want to pull up the actual like dates of everything for you. So
Yeah,
you're aware.
I ain't rushing you.
Yeah, so the October jobs report was delayed. So that didn't come out. I'm just not fine. I'm not having the exact dates. It's just said it just is telling me it's not telling me the exact. I mean, I guess I could go look at when the report was published, and that will tell me. If I just see when the report was published, that'll let me know. Did we not release October's until November, December? When did this tell me October's December 16th? That's not right.
I mean, you know, like
Oh, yeah, no, it is. Yeah, we didn't get October's numbers till December.
You know, like the lady he fired, you know, defended herself, you know, because they were underfunded. That's why it was wrong.
The numbers aren't wrong. The numbers always need adjusting.
She admitted that they were wrong.
No, she admitted what happens pretty much every month is there needs to be an adjustment. She did not admit like, hey, these numbers are on their face wrong. That didn't happen.
If you submit something as completed,
no,
and
incorrect.
It's not.
Incorrect. Government reports. No, government reports need to be updated as they get new information.
Yeah, that's why they do them monthly.
Yes, but that means she wasn't wrong. She just needed to update the report.
If she supplied with the wrong numbers, then it's wrong. What do you mean? If she didn't wait until the numbers came in,
that is not how that works, my friend.
What do you mean?
It's not just on its face. What? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You can give information, or you can give stuff without complete information, claim it as fact.
Yes, the government.
Fact.
Wait. Jesus Christ. Okay, so first of all, Erica McEnteffer did not make any statements that her numbers were incorrect. Okay. Specifically, Trump got rid of her because of the July report. He got rid of her in August because of the July report, because the July report showed that there was weaker job growth. Like there was not this high raise of job growth. Trump went, oh, this was wrong. This is wrong. She's lying. She's doing all this. And Erica has defended the jobs report in July that these are the accurate numbers. Do you have evidence that she was incorrect?
Work had been hampered by chronic underfunding and a 20%.
That doesn't mean the numbers. That doesn't mean the numbers were wrong.
Why would she need to defend herself in that manner, giving reasons?
Why did she need to defend herself when Donald Trump was accusing her of doing something wrong? I wonder.
I mean, she's defending the fact that she was understaffed. Like,
incorrect.
What does that mean?
Incorrect.
That's what she said.
She has made no statement claiming the numbers were wrong. She hasn't claimed that there was any manipulation of the data. She didn't claim any of this. And in fact,
but her defense was, but we were underfunded.
That doesn't mean anything.
Why would that be her defense?
What does it matter what her defense was if she's still sitting here saying the numbers are correct? And in fact, we've done what was it? We've done analyses of the numbers and they have been correct. Specifically, who was it? Here, let me pull it up. So it's Friends of Bureau of Labor Statistics.org did an independent analysis and found the numbers to be correct.
Sorry, repeat that.
It's Friends of Bureau of Labor Statistics.org. They try to independently verify what the Bureau of Labor says, and they looked at the numbers and showed the numbers were correct. Now, she did say that the funding and resources for the BLS were low, but she said this well before she got fired. So what would it have anything to do with her getting fired? She got fired in August. She said this in June. Like, hey, we're understaffed.
Right. She said that's why they weren't getting out the numbers.
No. No. This had nothing to do with numbers being correct. She just said, hey, we're understaffed. We need funding so we could do this, continue to do this, like, and not be behind. But that didn't mean that the numbers were wrong. Her numbers were still correct. And Trump fired her anyway because he got his little piss boy pants on. And he got mad that somebody was saying that he wasn't doing a good job.
Right, but they posted one number and then revised it to make it lower.
July's numbers weren't revised. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you said it had to be adjusted.
No, numbers need to be adjusted constantly, right? But as far as July, the numbers that she's got fired for, there haven't been any adjustments to those numbers. They still remain the numbers that the Bureau of Labor put out. There have been no adjustments to that.
So they didn't revise July at all. Not once.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. They might have had an initial revision like every single month does, because there's always more information that gets there later.
Characteristically,
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, like what, last 2024 when they had that she did, they showed 818,000 job growth, which was obviously fake.
You were throwing darts at a wall, hoping you hit a balloon that's not there.
Oh, I'm saying she is untrustworthy. And
based on what? Based on what?
No reason.
Wait, I'm sorry. Based on what? Her. Based on what are you saying she's untrustworthy? Based on what? The fact that they did a correction on the numbers and you didn't like the numbers? That's no evidence.
But see, you're only arguing in the opposite direction of that.
Why would I argue without evidence? Why would I argue in your direction? That would be silly.
You were arguing that he had no reason to fire her. He just fired her because
He did just fire. He fired her because he didn't like the numbers and he thought she was like what did he say?
Why?
Because he said so.
He did not say, I don't like those numbers, you're fired. He said, you did a whack job. Get out of here.
Hold on.
Obviously.
He literally said, I think their numbers were wrong. And then he fired her. I had issues with the numbers.
Right. And what did you say that he said?
I had issues with the numbers, so I fired her. He didn't like the numbers, so I fired her.
It made him look bad.
Obviously, he's not going to admit that they make him look bad, but all he's saying is, I didn't like the numbers, so I fired her.
Right.
I had issues with the numbers for a long... If you don't like the numbers that are accurate, so you fire the person for presenting the accurate numbers, what does that mean? That means you fired them because it made you look bad. Because they've been independently verified. I literally provided you the organization that independently verified the numbers.
Yeah. But you didn't provide me the person who funds that nonprofit organization. So, like, we can do this all day, but, like, you can't ascribe, like, your
my favorite thing, the only person being emotional is you. Because you're just saying, you're presenting zero evidence that she fudged the numbers and saying she deserved to be fired with zero evidence. Bloomberg, Bloomberg
I didn't
analyzed the
think
number.
he
Hold on.
deserved to be fired.
Bloomberg analyzed the number. They found no evidence of malfeasance in the number generation. So why did Bloomberg? Do you not trust Bloomberg as an economic source?
No, not really. I don't.
What source would you trust? What source? What source would you trust to verify the job numbers?
I mean, the ones that come out and don't look fucking suspicious.
That's not an answer.
It is. I don't have to inherently
I said what source, and you didn't.
For anything.
Wait. I'm trying to show you that the sources are that the evidence shows that it has been independently verified that these numbers were accurate. So I'm asking you, if I provide you that evidence, what source of evidence will you say, oh yeah, I agree with? Or do you disagree with all of them all the time?
No, I don't agree or disagree with anything all
so
the time.
So then what source would you trust?
It could be fucking CNN for all I care.
This is Bloomberg.
Okay.
This is Bloomberg saying that they checked the numbers and the numbers do not appear to be incorrect.
Yeah, do not appear to be, right?
Because there's no evidence that's showing that they appear.
Right.
Okay. Homie, is this for real? Is this how you engage in your daily life? Why do you think they would say appear to be? It's because they're looking. They say appear to be in court too.
Definitively whether it was or wasn't.
They said definitively there's no evidence of malfeasance. Let me ask you a question. You don't agree with any of this. Trump said the numbers were wrong. Do you agree with Trump?
I mean, he fired her. He must have had a reason.
Do you agree with him that the numbers were wrong?
I don't know that the numbers were wrong, dog. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, goodbye. Dude, fucking what? Holy shit, dude. This is my problem, bro. The only people they listen to is Trump. That's it. The only people. They won't listen to anybody else. They won't listen to any independent fact checking. They won't listen to any of this shit, dude. Because, point number 3, MAGA is uneducated. God damn. Anyway, shout out to Tarek. Tarek, well, I think that was a pay to boot. It might not have been. But either way. Like, dude, like what? What do you need? What more evidence do you need? And when you ask them, what kind of evidence would you take? They never know. They never have an answer. They're just like, I don't know. But if Trump did it, he must have had a reason. Yeah, the reason was he didn't like the numbers. He didn't like the numbers that came out, so he fired her. He quite literally said as much. Quote, I had issues with the numbers. I believe the numbers were phony, so you know what I did? I fired her. Like, literally. He believed the numbers were rigged with zero evidence because he didn't like them. Anyway, Tariq, shout out to you. Thank you for the Cash App. Happy New Year to you as well. Lauren, thank you for the $50 Cash App. Said for leftist values are the best values. Thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you for supporting the show. Rebecca, thank you for the $20 Cash App. Thank you for supporting the show. And Corey, thank you for the $10.86 Cash App. Thank you for supporting the show. Shout out to our supporters over in the ether webs. Oh, it was. Tariq said it was a pay to kick. Okay, thank you, Tariq. I thought it was, but you didn't highlight it specifically, but I did it anyway. Anyway, if you're watching the show, welcome in. How are you? Fanatic427, thank you for resubscribing with Prime over on Twitch. Remember, to all supporters, if you're in the Discord, we are going to have a movie night at the end of stream today. We're going to watch Wicked for Good in the Discord server. So if you haven't seen it yet, come over to Discord. We're going to be watching that in the server tonight. This is for anybody that's a sub on Twitch or a member on YouTube. You can join in on the fun. I like how somebody's like, no one paid to kick, and Tariq is literally someone in the YouTube chat said no one paid to kick, and Tariq is in the YouTube chat going, I paid $20 to kick the asshole. Argue with the wall, dog. I don't give a fuck. Like, goddamn, some people need to argue with the goddamn wall. For real. It's truly embarrassing. What about Doms on Twitch? Oh, no, you're right. True? Holy shit. We have someone currently being screened, so we'll let that call be screened and we'll see what if they're coming up or not. And hopefully we can get some more calls. He's just a troll? Oh, yeah, duh. Yeah, obviously. You think somebody with the name Turkey Sandwich is not a troll? Please. Here, I'll make it super easy. There, they're in timeout for 24 hours, so they can't comment again. There, I saved you from the troll YouTube chat. Is he gone? Yeah, why not? What do I gotta say? All right, we got another call. Coming up next is Troy. Troy is calling in just to just straight up virtue signal, apparently. Troy, if you can hear me, please provide me your age and pronouns.
Troy, I'm a man.
Okay, I didn't ask you either of those questions. You don't got no pronouns.
Nope.
Can you tell me that sentence again without using pronouns to describe yourself?
Can we just get into the debate?
Nope, sure can't. You didn't answer any of the questions I asked you, which are rules to engage in this platform. So I'll ask you them again. What is your age and your pronouns?
I'm 30, and I guess he, him.
You guess. Do you need to take a second to think about it?
Can we just get into the debate?
No. Do you need a second to think about it?
No.
Are you questioning? Could it be that you don't know what your pronouns are? Do you wonder? Is that what it is? Why are you calling in? Why are you, Troy,
are you here to play games?
Troy, why are you calling into Virtue Signal? I don't really care about the tone policing. I don't really care. Why are you calling into tone police?
What?
Why are you? Do I need to?
Are you here?
Say,
are you here
do
to
I need
debate?
To say it a little
or are you
louder?
Here to play games?
Do I need to say it a little louder? I can say it louder for you if you didn't hear it.
Sure. Say it louder.
Great. Why are you calling in just to tone police and just to like? What's the point of that?
Tone police.
Yeah.
What am I calling in about?
Because you think me saying MAGA is uneducated is a blanket statement. You think there are educated MAGA?
It is.
Who are they? Where are they? I haven't seen
Who
them.
are they? Where are they?
Yeah.
That's
Who are they? Where are they?
Who are they? Where are they?
Are you MAGA, Troy? Troy, are you MAGA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did Trump pardon the ex-president of Honduras who trafficked 400 tons of cocaine into the United States?
What does that have to do anything about?
Can you just answer the question? Can you just answer the
uneducated?
question? Can you just answer the question, please?
That has nothing to do with
Can you
the
just
question.
answer the question, please?
No, you're trying to go off in the
Can you
left
just
field. We're
answer the?
talking
No, I
about
promise
why
you it will. I promise you it will link. I promise you it will link. Can you tell me why Trump pardoned that
Promise
man?
you it will link.
I promise you it will link to the topic. Can you tell me why Trump pardoned that man? Go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Thank you for proving my point. MAGA is uneducated. Thank you.
That doesn't prove anything.
You are uneducated. Here's a fact that Trump did something. You don't know why he did it. Did you know he pardoned this man before you called me today?
Okay, if I name something that you don't know, does that mean you're uneducated?
Did you know Trump pardoned this man before he did it today?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was working.
That didn't.
So why would I know that?
That he pardoned this. What are you talking about? He pardoned this man months ago, like a month ago. So you've been working nonstop for a month. You don't read the news. Do you read the news? Do you read the news, Troy?
No.
Then you are proving that you're uneducated. Thank you. You're politically uneducated. You voted for a man and you know nothing.
Uneducated.
Here, do me a favor.
There's a big difference.
Hold on. Let's go to the next.
Politically uneducated.
Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next piece. I believe you're probably gonna prove that you're uneducated in a lot of factors. Let's go to the next piece. Can you name me, other than the big beautiful bill? Can you name me a single piece of legislation pushed through by Donald Trump in 2025?
Okay.
Can you
say that again?
Other than the big beautiful bill, can you name me a single piece of legislation pushed through by Donald Trump in the year of our Lord, 2025?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay.
Didn't he pass in what did he pass? They passed that thing against the gays.
Wow. Do you want to be do you want to like actually name a bill, or
do you want me to just say the fags, or what do you want me to say?
Yeah, now you're slurring because you're crashing out. I don't care that you slur, but if you do it again, you will be removed. If you do it again, you'll be removed. I'm just letting you know.
All right.
So now, if you do it, we know that you wanted to run away. Just so you know. Just so you know, if you do it again, we know that you want. Yes, and you've proved that statement true. You're uneducated. You know why? Do you know why you couldn't name? Do you know why you couldn't name a legislation? Because there have been no other legislations passed. There have been no other legislations passed besides the big beautiful bill.
If your toilet broke, would you be able to fix it yourself?
Troy, are you just pissed off that you're uneducated? Like that's fine with me. It's fine to be mad that you didn't have the political education.
Who do you call when your toilet breaks?
Troy, why did you vote for Donald Trump?
Who do you call when your bathtub breaks?
Troy, why did you vote for Donald Trump, Troy?
That's who you call.
Okay, I don't care that you're good with your hands,
Troy.
Your
toilet breaks.
God damn.
Your bathtub breaks.
I'm gonna mute you real quick.
Your kitchen breaks.
So what we have seen here, chat. I'm gonna mute Troy real quick. So what we've seen here. Now, there's a reason I started this call off with some salt, because I just don't give a fuck about the fucking optics here. Troy, okay, he's completely uneducated in all topics political. We've seen it here first. Like, he very much showed his hand at being uneducated politically. Now, if I'm going to make a political decision, I feel like we should be politically educated. Would you agree, chat? That if we're going to make a decision politically, we should be educated politically? Troy didn't want to be educated politically. Troy decided, I'm going to vote with my fifis, and that's how I'm going to vote. Let's ask him why. Troy, why did you vote with your feelings, not with political fact?
I do know that Kamala Harris let 8 million illegal immigrants into the country.
Incorrect, actually, Troy. Kamala Harris wasn't the president, so she had no control over the border.
Oh, she was not the border czar, right?
No, she was not.
Well, then,
how about now? Here we go. Now here we go. Now here we go. Here we go. Let's talk about what Kamala Harris's job at the border was. Kamala Harris was put in charge of the Southern Triangle, which is 3 countries in Latin America.
Biden and Kamala Harris failed at the border.
Now you're moving the goalpost. Now you're moving the goalpost. Don't move the goalpost, Troy. Don't move the goalpost, Troy. The second I started giving you the actual information, you had to shift.
What actual information?
I was giving it to you. Did you hear the word I said? They lost an election because of it. Did you hear the word I said, or were you just pissing in your pants the whole time, Troy? Did you hear the words?
Is that wrong?
Troy, what were the words I said?
Am I wrong?
Troy, what were the words I said? Did you hear them, or were you pissing in your pants the whole time? What was Kamala Harris's job? What was Kamala
like
Harris's
little fucking
job?
cat ears going on.
Troy, stop crashing out. What was Kamala Harris's job
Stop
at
crashing out.
the
You've been
southern
crashing out
border?
this whole time. What are you talking about?
Troy, I need you to have some house training, bud. Have some house training. What was Kamala Harris's job at the southern border? Can you tell me what it was?
You tell me. She was the border czar.
Why? Wait, I'm sorry. I have to tell you, so you're admitting you were uneducated on this. So you're admitting you were uneducated on this. Thank you.
Self-proclaimed border czar.
Thank you.
And there's multiple videos.
Thank you for admitting that you were uneducated on this, Troy. Thank you.
They called her the border czar.
Thank you for admitting, Troy. Now, I will tell you if you want to know, but you have to stop talking. Like, put your thumb in your mouth, maybe. That will help you from speaking. And when you go to speak, remember your thumb is in your mouth and don't talk. So Kamala Harris was put in charge of the Southern Triangle. The Southern Triangle is a group of 3 countries in Central and South America. It is specifically Argentina, Chile, and Uruguay. Okay. Now, Kamala Harris went to these countries and said, hey guys, we're noticing a lot of immigration from your countries. How can we fix this? And when working with these countries, they implemented programs to help build jobs in these countries. And we saw a net decrease in immigration from these countries of 250,000 people. A decrease in immigration.
How many people were going over the border?
A decrease. She decreased border crossings by 250,000. Do you want to bet? How much money would you like to put on this, Troy? I'll put $100 right now.
I'll put my whole life savings.
You'll put your whole life savings? Shit. How much? Yeah. Give me a specific number, Troy.
She decreased.
Troy, give me a specific number. She decreased immigration from illegal immigration from these 3 countries by 250,000. So give me. You can't really
try to be doing this right now,
Troy. Give me a number you're willing to put a bet on.
Man, the gas
it seems like you're. It's Troy. It seems like you're afraid and weaseling out of the bet
right now.
It seems like you're afraid and weaseling out of the bet, Troy.
Well, yeah, I'm not afraid.
So give a number you want to put money
10 million
on.
illegal immigrants cross the border between Donald Trump leaving. Money on that. I'm putting money that they failed the border, and that's why they got voted out of office.
Troy, all I'm hearing is lip service. We have a bet on the table. Either agree to it or don't.
You lost an election.
All I'm hearing right now is lip service. Either agree to the bet or don't.
You really think that people are just dumb?
All
and
I hear right now is lip service. Either agree to the bet or don't. Do you agree to the bet or don't? The bet is that Kamala Harris, through her policies as vice president, was able to get and I said Southern Triangle, I meant the Northern Triangle, was able to decrease immigration from the Northern Triangle countries. And she was able to do this throughout her term working at the border because that's what she was tasked to do. So do you agree to this bet? Yes or no? No, I don't want to hear how does that. I don't want to hear any of that. Do you agree to the bet? Yes or no? Do you agree to the bet? Yes or no?
That's why Biden.
Do you agree to the bet? Yes or no? Do you agree to the bet? Yes or no?
I don't agree with that.
Exactly, because you're a punk bitch. See you later. I don't need to talk to punk ass bitches. God damn. And I just want to correct, I said Southern Triangle. I meant the Northern Triangle. That was my apologies. So just so we have it, independent analysis, this comes from Congress, by the way, found that the amount of encounters from this Northern Triangle was decreased from 684,000 in fiscal year 2021 to 352,000 in fiscal year 2024. Now, chat, 684,000 minus 352,000 is how much? I actually undercounted the numbers. She actually decreased encounters by 332,000. So, unfortunately, if you want the evidence for this, it's Central American Migration, Root Causes in U.S. Policy. This was a Congress analysis from Congress on Central America, on the Northern Triangle. God damn, wouldn't it be great if MAGA could prove to me they weren't fucking uneducated? That would be incredible. Anyway. Fucking shit, dude. I have a problem with you saying all MAGA are uneducated, and then proves that he is uneducated. Find me a MAGA that isn't, and then we'll have a fucking... Maybe then we can have a conversation. What was the call I had before him on? Oh, Trump again. Anyway, if you want to call in and prove that you're smarter than Troy, which would be like proving you're smarter than a 3-year-old, 219-327-8005. That number again, 219-327-8005. If you want to prove that you're smarter than a Troy-year-old. Ronnie, thank you for the $20 Cash App. Thank you for supporting the show, Ronnie, and getting us one step closer to Twitch Chat winning merch giveaways. Twitch Chat is now $45 away from free merch. Oh my God. What will I want to give away today? It's been a while since I've done a merch giveaway. What do I want to give away, chat? Ooh, if you hit it. Why are you so negative? Because why the fuck shouldn't I be? Who cares? Also, hey, Instagram, if you want to come over, we're live on Twitch at the moment. If you want to come hang out with us. You'll always know. The reason why I throw down so hard sometimes with like putting money on a bet, right, is because that is going to tell you how sure someone is of their convictions. I don't know who won the mug giveaway. I fell asleep before Jimmy announced it. Amelia, happy New Year to you as well. Thank you for the Cash App, Amelia, running us to our goal. That means we are going to do a merch giveaway before the end of stream over on Twitch. We will extend the goal. We'll do a stretch goal. If we hit that, we'll do 2 merch giveaways. So we are going to do 1 merch giveaway. If we hit the stretch, we'll do 2. But right now we'll do 1. My mug. I finally got my mugs. They're in the car. I should go get them at some point. I'll decide what merch to give away here at the end of stream. This will be a Twitch exclusive. Merch giveaways are Twitch exclusives. So if you want to win free merch, get your booty hole over to Twitch. Get that booty hole over to Twitch. Christopher, thank you for the Cash App for I Love Lamp. Okay. Don't know what that means. Should I? Kind of worried. Did I just like inadvertently like say something that's going to be clipped out of context now? Oh boy. Video Game Archaeologist, thank you for resubscribing with Prime over on Twitch. Aya PK, thank you for subscribing with Prime over on Twitch. Fanatic, I think I already said thanks for resubscribing. I Love Lamp is an Anchorman reference. Oh. Can you tell it's been forever since I watched Anchorman? We have no calls, which means did I finally defeat all MAGA here on a Thursday evening? 219-327-8005. Guys, Trump is ruining the country. Christianity cannot be proven. And MAGA is uneducated, as proven by multiple callers. And trans men and women are men and women. Keep that in mind. Ronnie, thank you for another $25 Cash App. Said for good luck. Good luck what? Now I'm scared. Do I need to be afraid of something, Ronnie? Wait, does Ronnie know something I don't know? Ronnie, do you know something I don't know? No one's calling because the topics are all facts? No, dead ass. Dead ass. Thank you for the super chats over on YouTube. Remember, we will read the super chats at the end of streams, and we'll read all the super chats. I promise. I promise. Yeah, the motherfucker really said, I'll put my whole life savings on it, and then immediately weaseled out of the bet. It was like almost instantaneously weaseled out of the bet. Guys, if you're debating people in the YouTube chat, don't do that. That's why do you think they're not calling? They're getting what they need out of debates from you. Let them call in. Jovan should get a... I don't have a triangle, but I used to have a gong, and we would ring. I don't remember when we would ring the gong, but I had a gong for a little while. Yeah, should we do that? Should we add a running tally to stream? How many are we at? We're at 2 MAGA that proved they were uneducated. We can have an uneducated and an educated side. That could be kind of funny. Calling people stupid is strange. Not if they're stupid. It's not. It's just being accurate. Will Lainey ever come back and join a live? I could always invite them and ask them if they want to co-host a stream. But Lainey's not real. Lainey doesn't really like to debate as much. Lainey likes to. I could maybe have them. Maybe I could convince them to be a lecturer. That I think would be more beneficial of Lainey's time and talents. If you don't want to be called stupid, don't be stupid. No fucking facts, bro. Holy shit. Can we do an inherently counter? God, no, dude. That was the fucking worst. By the way, if you are in our Discord tonight, remember we're going to be watching Wicked for Good in the Discord tonight. Make sure you get into the Discord. If you're on Twitch or YouTube and you want access to the Discord, just pin a mod. They'll tell you how you get access. But you got to be a subscriber on Twitch or a member on YouTube, and you get access to the thing. Let's do a goal. Hey, YouTube, can we get 10 $5 super chats within the next 30 minutes? And if we do that, I'll say one nice thing about Donald Trump. I promise you'll like it. So I started a goal. If we can get I'll call for someone who is leftist but disagrees with you on gender, although is trans and agrees with number 4. Seen some of your other videos and like your project. I mean, if you disagree, you can call about the disagreement, but I worry what you would disagree with about my stance on gender is just sort of the, I wouldn't even say it's a stance. I'm just taking the current accepted understanding of gender in like a sociological and biological sense. Oh, speaking of co-hosts, tomorrow we'll have a co-host. Tomorrow we'll be joined by Dr. Blitz. If you know Blitz PhD over on TikTok, Dr. Blitz, they'll be joining tomorrow for a whole theist board. We'll be talking about science. We'll be talking about religion. Join us for that tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Come with questions. Come with questions. If you have questions for Blitz regarding physics, come with those questions because we'll take some questions on that. Jovan, why wouldn't you talk about something that matters, like the fraud in Minnesota? You mean the thing that they've been tackling since 2022? That we've had like 90 plus arrests for since 2022? You want me to talk about something that's been ongoing for 2 years, 3 years at this point? Boring. Boring, sorry. Bring up a topic that's not boring and then maybe. It's childish to call someone stupid. I don't give a fuck. So go watch a different streamer. Bye. God damn, bro. The tone policing is so annoying. Who gives a fuck, dude? I couldn't imagine living that life, bro. TBH. Living the life where like I hear someone call someone stupid and I just go, oh my God, my pearls be clutched. I couldn't imagine living that life, bro. God, there's way more important things going on. Like a guest literally throwing out the F slur. Think it's totally valid to call that person stupid. By the way, I gotta write a note to bleep that out in that call when I go to edit that call. New year, new Jovan. I wouldn't say I'm extra spicy, but TBH, figure you dodged that because it goes against your argument about immigrants. Fun fact, the woman who was arrested at the center of the fraud in fucking Minnesota for like daycare fraud is a white woman from America. Stupid. Fucking God, dude. You know what else is childish? Me. Who cares? Who cares, bro? Just honest to God, dude. Like, I'll never understand people that hold more weight for me being mean to bigots than they do to the bigots. Like, good golly, Miss fucking Molly. Okay, okay. Christopher, thank you for the Cash App. I don't know what Zapatista Day is, and I don't think I want to know. Maybe I shouldn't even have said that phrase out loud. But now you got me curious and aroused. Wasn't that woman also connected to the mayor of Minneapolis? I think so, yeah. This is my, first of all, sorry, I just read that. My spiciness isn't coming from Jimmy. I was spicy well before me and Jimmy became friends. Don't give him credit for my spiciness. Someone said Jovan is not a communist. Sure, dog. Sure. Just because I don't know what that is doesn't mean I'm not a communist. Jovan, Nick reported on it. Nick's reporting has not been fucking independently verified, and it's not reporting. Him going to a fucking daycare going, show me the kids, is not anything. God damn, if I want to prove there's fraud, get me a goddamn attorney general report and actually show me the fraud. He didn't show any of the fucking fraud, dude. It's embarrassing. Oh, you're just trying to stir the pot? I think there were plenty of communist Soviets. I don't think that the USSR was a communist state. I think plenty of them were communists. I don't think their state was communist. Why do I have to become an atheist of atheism is in reality true? What? Winnie said, notice how Jovan is in an extra good mood. Notice how Jovan's not streaming with Jimmy Snow. No, I just, I'm well rested. Well, not well, I'm never well rested, but like, Jimmy just pissed me off with the 6'7" shit. He did. You just don't want to believe it. So show the actual fraud, bro. Y'all keep claiming there's fraud, but no one's showing it. Like, what do you mean? Literally, he's like, there's no kids at this center. And then there's literally videos of the center getting kids. They literally, actual news reporters went to the center, looked at their fucking their security cameras. You could see children being dropped off. It's so embarrassing, dude. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say there's no daycare fraud. There's daycare fraud in every state, obviously. I'm saying Nick's reporting was sloppy as fuck. Oh my gosh, Ayla, thank you for buying some merch. Bradley's Baddie pullover hoodie. Ooh, enjoy that hoodie. I really need to like re-up on my merch. I've like destroyed all of my shirts and shit. The worst part is his independent journalism is opening this motherfucker up for a lawsuit. And if I were one of the daycare centers, I'd hit him with a lawsuit instantly. I'd be like, all right, well, now you're going to pay us. Communism is a label for systems, not individuals. Homie. I said the system is not communism. The system is not a communist system, but there are people who are self-prescribed communists in that system. Are we for real doing this? What? There's no way. Guys, I'm telling you, if you don't want these people to argue in the comments, stop arguing with them and they'll eventually shut up. Oh shit. Armin, thank you so much for the $100 Venmo for being dope. No, Armin, you're dope. Thank you so much for supporting the stream and the channel. All the money that we make on Cash App and Venmo, by the way, just dumps back into the call screener. Like the call-in line, it just gets dumped right back into that so we can keep taking calls. Was the USSR communist? No. Literally no. Anyone who says they were is not smart. There is an actual person on the screener who answers the calls. There is an actual person. There's a call-in screener. It's Winnie today, actually. Winnie is screening today. There's also there is a like digital screener so that if people are calling in before the person picks up, they can just briefly say what they're calling in about. This guy is a prick. Thank you. I hope so. I hope I can achieve my dreams. Prick your mom. Do I like popcorn? Yeah. No. No, I don't. Actually. I don't like popcorn. It gets stuck in my teeth. No, it looks like we got no calls tonight. We're at hitting the 2-hour mark of stream. We could either end stream here and go do the movie night, or I could go play a horror game. Those are our two options. Up to you, chat. Your channel is boring. No one wants to call you. Okay. Crazy that we have a call right now. The problem isn't that nobody wants to call. The problem is people are calling in for office hours, and it's not office hours right now. How would movie night work? We do movie night in the Discord. Please give Vlad a 24-hour mute. Who is Vlad? I don't even see anyone in the chat named Vlad. Am I just high? Oh, well, that caller didn't go through. I'm assuming they were calling for office hours as well. Like, I can watch Winnie in the screening room answer calls, and then when I see the calls hang up, I assume that the people weren't calling to debate. I downloaded this demo of a horror game. Wait, what was it called? Well, let me open. Oh man, we should replay Fears to Fathom, but it's not scary. Oh, I got this one called The Boba Tea Shop, and then I got this other one called Obey the Voice. Has anybody seen any of those? Are they any good? Obey the Voice is a demo. You're here to listen to the voice, do what he says, but don't listen to other voices. I feel like I would fucking be great at that. How's that work, by the way, when you watch movies on Discord? You guys just join a channel and we play a movie. Nice and simple. Nice and easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. We could do a movie night. We could do a game and then a movie night. We could theoretically we could do both. It's creepy more than scary. Now I'm getting a lot of ehs. Oh. Then we won't do that one. We won't do the one. Why'd you play Dispatch? The game was really fun. It was, but I was on a little bit of a break from streaming, and I was like, I have to finish this game. I can't wait to play it on stream. So stream did not get to watch me play the last 2 episodes of Dispatch. I did end up romancing Invisigal, and low-key, I think I made a mistake. She's chill, but something about Blazer in episode 5 really was doing it for me. Twitch, we're 71 bucks away from getting 2 merch giveaways. Who wants to get us 2 merch giveaways for chat? I played Phasmophobia. I was really fucking good at Phasmophobia for a while, and then I stopped playing. For a while there, bro, I was a Phasmophobia champion. By the way, if you're watching this stream on Twitch or Instagram or whatever, go sub to my YouTube. We're going to be doing a Switch 2 giveaway. If I hit, what should we say, 70,000 subs? No, how many do I have now? Right now, I have, let me see. Right now, I have 67,000 subs. If I can get to 75,000 subs by end of January, I'm going to give away a Switch 2. So if you want to win a Switch 2 and you're not subbed to me, go sub to me. And you can win a Switch 2. Is this caller who I think it is? Please, God, please don't be. I'll crash out instantly and end the show. I can't remember. I gotta start keeping a record. It is Winnie. Hold on. Who was that guy? Do you remember, Winnie? Do you remember who the guy, who the person was? Wait a second. I'm trying to figure something out. You think it is? But I didn't have that call in the last time this person called was December 29th. I didn't have that call on December 29th, did I? Wait, no, is it this person? Wait, hold on. I'm only showing. What? All right, let me just see something. Okay, Nick, when was the last time we talked?
Maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't remember exactly. But
did you call in under the name T?
No. It would have been Nick.
And what did we talk about?
We talked about like prophecies and why I believe that Jesus might be returning. Let's see.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
How do I know Jesus? How do we know he was here?
Yes. This was a different call. This was a different call than the one I had before. Were you the one who Justin joined the call and talked to you with me?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So okay.
Scripture.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like.
Yep. Okay. Totally different. I thought you were somebody else, and I almost crashed the fuck out. No problem, Nick. I am remembering now. I actually just dropped that video today, which is why what clicked in me to go, okay.
I've seen a lot of people crash out here. Holy crap.
Yeah, this is Crash Out Central. What so what did you want to talk about today?
Well, I thought it would be right to to follow up, and being that I realized how unprepared I was for a couple comments.
God, I bet he's live right now. I really wish we could get Justin back, just so that we had a
it'd be great to. I mean, I could try to call back another time. That's cool. I mean,
he's not live right now. I just think it would be fun to have both of us, since we did both talk to you at the on the other call. We can still have the call. Justin is a little better on like messianic prophecy than I am. But we can still have the conversation.
I'm not the best though. I'm not the best. I'm not the best.
Yeah, no, we can still talk.
But yeah, I don't know where to start. But I do have a question for you, if you don't mind. I do hear you a lot mentioning, like scriptures, like condoning, how would you put it? Like, like child marriages or pedophilia. Can I ask, is that from like scripture? Is that from like people who had married younger women?
Like when I talk about child marriage in relation to like Christianity?
Yeah, because I've heard you mention a few times, what about the pedophilia, basically?
Yeah. No, yeah, that comes directly from scripture. So one of the easiest ones is if we look at let me pull it up really quickly. It was Moses taking the 32,000 virgin children. That was in Numbers. So if you look at like Numbers 31, in Numbers 31, especially which version of the Bible do you use again?
Well, I mean, if I was to read the Bible, it would be more of the New Testament. I currently am not.
No. Which translation? Like, do you have a translation you prefer?
The English translation, it would probably be like EBT or something, or maybe like a King James, because like some of the words.
King James is the worst of the offenders. So when they do it in King James, so essentially Moses, God tells Moses to go slay the Midianite people. Moses sends the heads of the Israeli army to go do it. They come back with a bunch of kids. And Moses is like, what are you doing with all these kids? And some women, like, what are you doing with all of them? And they're like, well, we didn't want to kill the women and children. Moses is like, no, kill anything that breathes, unless it's a woman child. Specifically, the King James says, but the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. So Moses says, if there's a child who's a virgin, you can have them for yourself. Everybody else get rid of. They then slaughter everybody else. They're left with 32,000 child virgins. And God says, children? Well, if we're just going off of like archaeological evidence of like when people would have been having sex at the time, they're under 13. If they're virgins, they're most likely under the age of 13. But this would include babies. This would include any virgin, quote unquote, women children. So they have 32. Moses goes to God and God says, okay, count them all, then split them up and give 16,000 to the priests and give 16,000 to the men in your army. And a lot of people will wave this away by going, well, they just made them brides. But I think forcibly making children your bride so that you can create a family with them is just sex slavery, just with a different name.
Yeah, that goes against the the consent that is seen in the Bible as well. Like there should be a consent still, and it goes against like harming the children. It's mentioned not to harm the children, so it does appear to be wrong.
Yes,
but these are humans doing things, writing things. I heard God say something like people do really bad things. We do see.
Well, but if you're operating off of like Bible truthism, then this isn't really just people doing bad things. This is God doing something bad.
Yeah, we see other examples of things mentioned in God talking about protecting the children and this and that. You know, they're saying it's God. So, I mean, these are people. I mean, God's not writing it down. People are. And, I mean, people can be twisted, too. You know, that's definitely there. Yeah, it's very, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound good. But maybe more to look into that, and some weird explanation that someone would give maybe would help their cause. But so I do see that, you know, you have younger people like 14, maybe like Mary was that age, or other people that were married in the Bible. And, you know, I do think that, you know, for the time in the past, you know, like the expectancy of life is lower. You know, it jumps around. It's hard to get the exact number, but I see anywhere from 20, 30 years up to 40 years and things of that nature, which does, you know, which does promote people to perhaps engage with someone who is ready to have a child, you know, because let's say if the life expectancy is 20 years old in worst case scenario, or 30, you know, they're not going to wait till she's 18. It's like she might be dead in 2 years. But then we see that infant rate, you know, in these earlier times, the infant mortal death rates are around 50%. It's like really bad. This number may vary, change on how you. I mean, there's a, you know, a lot of stuff there. Some of it is due to younger people having childbirth and stuff of that nature.
Look, I recognize, right, that for just sake of the species, people had sex younger back then. I don't think this makes it. I don't think this makes it like morally right. You know, I think it still was probably morally incorrect.
Agree. It's not morally right. Absolutely not. I mean,
but like I understand that sake of the species, like right when you're dying at 25, you're having kids at like 15. I get it.
They're so it's like it seems like the societies would have to unfortunately move in that direction, you know.
Yeah, but but at the end of the day, I still think it's kind of really fucked up to take a bunch of child sex brides. Just seems especially because Moses killed all the baby boys. Like, what would have? There's no reason to kill the baby boys. The only reason they saved the girls is for sex.
Well, you know, those are things that people would throw on Muhammad as a, you know, a bad thing towards him, you know, because of Aisha and stuff.
I would agree with them. You know, I don't like either religion.
This is where Christians would go with that. So.
Yeah, I don't like any religion. I just have a more strict hatred for Christianity, but I don't like any religion.
Yeah, no, it's hard to explain to him because, like, I don't believe that Jesus doesn't say pick this actual religion and this actual religion. It's a kingdom. It's coming back for a kingdom. That's what it said. You know, so it's like I could be a Christian, or I could be, you know. I could be a Muslim, or I could be Catholic, or you know, like it's not saying that, like, just because you're that doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean that is being taught for a kingdom that's coming. There's a big difference.
Yeah, my issue with it, and it seems like you're doing a little bit of deconstruction here, Nick, which we like to see on the channel. My big issue is there's oftentimes this thought brought around that God, as this eternal being, is God. What's the word I'll use? God is this eternal being, not just all knowing. God is a constant. His morality is objective. Whatever God says is wrong is always wrong. But then when you look at the text, what God says is wrong changes constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So I just disagree with Christians on like their moral founding.
But, you know, anyone who believes God, Jesus, and God the Creator, and Jesus, you know, they would be wrong to come to you and say that, you know, oh, like he doesn't make these crazy decisions where people are dying. Like, he does. the wrath of God is there, and when it's there, it's there. Why does he do things? Many people can explain positive things of why he's doing it. Some people are going to see it differently as well. So like the one thing, like, so I was asked about Jesus before, and we have outside sources mentioning it after the time of Jesus, a little bit after, of course he's, after he's crucified. Outside sources, some Roman historian or Roman citizen that was Jewish. I don't know if you want to go through some of that, but the one thing I find very interesting is that it looks like Jesus is crucified, so he comes back. His disciples witness him. They use the story there that his women followers find his tomb empty, and so they're talking about their accounts with them. You have other Christians and people in this lifetime who would have been in the lifetime of seeing Jesus, who had been persecuted. So like I'm kind of jumping here. So it's like they see him resurrected, which stops any doubt. It doesn't appear that there's anything there saying that they ever, renounced Jesus after this resurrection. So we see them perhaps documenting what they saw, but mentioning that women found the tomb first does not help their cause. If they're making some of this stuff up, it would talk maybe against it, because you wouldn't take the word of a woman then, because they were seen as less educated and stuff of that nature. A man's word would have definitely meant more during that time period, unfortunately. And so it's like you would maybe want to start there. So you have these weird things there, and like these first Christians and these apostles, Jesus' followers, they're writing down, documenting this willingly, knowing that they're basically committing suicide and are going to die for a lie. So hard to grasp onto that. And these are people who would have either seen Jesus, been with them, seen his miracles, or spoke to people who had eyewitnesses accounts who saw him, and Christians just being killed and being persecuted by Nero and other Romans, and for a lie. It's like these are people in the lifetime. This is really hard to grasp that. So all these people are on a suicide mission just to despite Rome. It would make no sense. Like it's so compelling what these people may have seen that it does speak to what we believe.
But the problem is just like you like all of this is to say that what they're seeing is real, and I just don't think anything they saw was real.
Yeah.
Like there's three things. There's a few things that have to happen when we're talking about like religion and we're talking about like Christianity. Okay. One, when I'm hearing stories given about Jesus Christ, I'm going to operate on a few levels of skepticism. The first skepticism is, was Jesus a real person? And that skepticism can be overcome. I still am agnostic on it a little bit, based on my own research on it, but like I can concede that he probably did exist. The second level of skepticism is now you're not asking me to believe if a real person existed. You're asking me to believe if magic is real, which is a much larger step, right? I'm supposed to now believe if somebody rose from the dead. I'm supposed to now believe that somebody performed miracles. All things we know not to be true. We know for a fact that no human has ever come back alive after 3 days. But I now have to believe Jesus did, which is a level of skepticism that you can't just bypass through stories. If that were the case, I would believe Kim Jong-un doesn't poop, but I know that not to be true.
Yes. No, you're correct with that. Absolutely correct with that. It's crazy to think all this. It is. It's like, man, really? Like, no. Someone who does have a head to think would question this for sure. Like, it is. It's ludicrous. But it's like all these accounts and all these people, it's just, it's for me, it's left that it's really hard to say that it absolutely didn't happen. And it's really hard to say that it absolutely did happen. It's I don't think that everyone can really come to the conclusion this absolutely did not happen. It's not possible, none of this. Because that really doesn't appear to be the case. When you start to, go back and forth with what's being passed down. And like the Romans, they build the temple on top of Jesus' tomb, which pretty much clearly shows that they cannot stand this movement, that they cannot get control over. And even killing is like, yeah, okay, we don't care. Like we're going to do this. We believe this. We saw this maybe. And the Romans are also known for erasing history, although it's not mentioned if they may have actually did that when they besieged freaking Jerusalem. There's no really proof that they actually did that. But I mean, you're not going to like erase things that could have helped us in the future and say, hey, I erased it. Like, no one's going to say that. I mean, we see the same thing today. Like, people love to erase history. They'll burn the, Alexandria Library. They, like what happened in Iraq, they were pulling down those statues of Saddam very quickly. We know they do this in history. So it's
I just think there really isn't much to go on. It's always, when it comes to Christianity, it is just it's just very much, hey, you have to have faith and you can't question that faith. And if you do question that faith, you're wrong. And we can't show you any evidence. So you just have to believe us. And, at the end of the day, I just think that doesn't do anything for anybody. At least as far as proving, going against the skepticism, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I've heard other people talk to you, and it's like, oh, I'm not prepared for this conversation. You caught me off guard, and all this. It's like, yeah, why are you exploding, dude? Like, you sound crazy. And I see some of these people coming onto here and sticking up for Trump or MAGA, and yeah, I voted for him, but I'm also not gonna take good information and look and say, oh well, this and that, and be all stubborn about it. Something's true, and let's face that.
Yeah.
Sorry to jump topics with you. So
no, yeah, but
the other interesting thing.
Oh well, just real quick, Nick. Yeah, just be quick because we're gonna move on to the next caller.
I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't know there was someone else there.
No, you're fine if you want to say one last thing.
No, I mean, I think it'd be a good time to maybe call back and maybe get into other topics, or in the future, maybe talk to the other person. Me
and Blitz will be live tomorrow doing Blitz is different. Justin was the one you talked to the other day, but me and Blitz will be live tomorrow doing a full religion board. So if you want to call back during then, you can.
I'm usually working through these times. So like
tomorrow we'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, that's when I'm working.
So yeah.
I work through the night a lot.
But I'll let you know when we're able to get back with Justin.
All right, cool. And thanks for the positive conversation. And I do like what you're doing here. I do think we would definitely disagree on other things, but respectfully. But Happy New Year to everyone in your stream, and you as well. You guys have a wonderful night.
All right, you have a good one, man. Yeah, I was worried at the start of that call that was somebody else who I really hate. Didn't turn out to be. Okay, no other calls in the queue. We're gonna end calls there. Oops. Do we want to just? Yeah, we'll just do movie night. This is actually a good place to cut the stream. So we're just gonna do. What do I think of debaters like Destiny? I've got no real opinions. We're gonna go to Discord to do movie night. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. we'll be on with Dr. Blitz. So come with questions that you have for him. He's got a PhD in physics, so come with questions for that. Thanks for watching tonight, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining in. Sorry to Andrew Wilson. We didn't have time to get to your call today, but call back next show and maybe we'll have time to get to you. Head on over to Discord. We're going to be hopping in. If you're in our Discord, we're going to be hopping in for a movie night. We're going to be watching the Wicked Part 2. So we'll see you guys there. Thank you for watching the stream today. Thank you for being here. Oh, we got to do our giveaway. Holy shit, you're right. We have to do our giveaway on Twitch. Come to Twitch if you want to give away. Let's do the giveaway on Twitch really quickly before we do anything else. I almost ended without remembering the giveaway. So let's do that real quick. Do a real quick merch giveaway.